What's going on with Marcus Rashford? Apparently decision has been made. One report even claiming they know which club Marcus Rashford and his representatives have decided they are going to. It is all going to come to a head over the next 2 days. We are going to find out where he is going. I think one thing to take from that is that he's definitely going again. I'll keep on saying that. That's a big thing. But we're going to get full details very, very soon. Interesting developments on the Rashford situation and who has come to the fore and who is in the best position. We'll go through all that, get your opinions on that. But news from last night to clarify everything coming up in this show. False news on Garnacho as well about the Napoli deal. A few differing reports onto what's happening with that. We'll get down to the nitty gritty and tell you exactly what is happening on the show as well. In terms of them two players leaving, two players possibly coming into Manchester United. Targets that could come in this month. Interesting developments on that from reports, again, mainly from Italy. Is there anything else coming from anywhere else in the world right now? Interesting development on Casemiro as well. We want to bring you up to date with. And of course, all of the other news in and around Manchester United. Great pictures yesterday of Diego Leon. Honestly, 17-year-old, he had pictures with Lisandro Martinez and Alejandro Garnacho yesterday at Carrington. And I've seen him with a picture next to Kevin De Bruyne. Seasoned professionals. He's bigger than all of them, and he's 17. Honestly, he is what people said. He's built like an absolute machine. We have got an absolute diamond in terms of physical presence anyway when it comes to Diego Leon. Hopefully he is the finished article very soon. Obviously raw, but still, you know what I mean. At least we've got that physical presence there in him. So yeah, good signs there as well. All of that rolled into the show slightly earlier than normal today. Thank you everybody for joining us a little bit earlier. We have obviously the necessary stuff to get through in life, so tad early for everyone, but I'm sure you're all up for it. Give yourselves a little bit more time to catch up on the news before the school run or getting off to work or whatever. Get your comments in the live chat if you can. If you're just listening in the car, just listen. Don't do anything. Just be safe. And let's get on with what's actually happening with Manchester United then. Okay, so where we're actually up to with the Marcus Rashford news, first of all, reports came out last night, and Damasio has been the one running with all of this on Marcus Rashford's situation. A few sources saying now, well, actually, plenty are going in on this one. Aggregator accounts going in as well on social media, saying that Manchester United will be informed by Marcus Rashford's representatives tomorrow. In fact, it could even be today. Will happen. And he will let the club know which club he wants to go to. Again, sounds a little bit like, well, you should be going where we want you to go. But we've discussed this before. Does it really matter? Marcus Rashford has to agree to terms as well. That has to happen. And Manchester United have to be happy with the deal as well. There is one source saying, and going a step further on one account, saying that Damasio has come out and said that it is going to be AC Milan. Now, we've talked about AC Milan. We've talked about the situation that we have been looking at with Zlatan Ibrahimovic. We've gone into detail on that. I don't need to go any further in with that one. But AC Milan, after yesterday's news that Kyle Walker would not be going to AC Milan, I've just opened everything up. There was doubts over that, but we cleared that last night as well. They want a forward. They don't want a defender. So Rashford is 100% top priority. They have already moved Noah Akpor on as well from their ranks, as we've discussed. So everything is set up for them. It is now all down to Manchester United finalising this deal with Marcus Rashford and getting everything over the line and done for all parties to move on amicably and just get on with the season. But Barcelona haven't given up. And this is the problem. Yes, we could say that there's a decision been made, but this will not stop someone like Barcelona coming in later on. We've still got 3 weeks to go, and it's good that we're at this point right now and our decision looks close. I personally feel like, and I said this last night again as well, that this is being pushed now by Marcus Rashford because he wants everything sorted. He wants to be playing football again. 8 games out is a long time, especially when you're fit. It's getting a little bit embarrassing for him now, I feel, and I think the point has been made by Manchester United and Ruben Amorim, so I think this is being pushed forward. We knew that Marcus Rashford's preferred choice would be Barcelona. Hansi Flick is still open to this move. We discussed last night the injury to Martinez at centre-back at Barcelona has put a hold on Juventus going in for Araujo. So that, I think, is still in the making and still in the offing. If Barcelona do move Araujo on, it's going to be easy enough for them to bring Marcus Rashford in. He wants to bring, Hansi Flick that is, wants to bring Rashford in, according to reports, to lighten the load on Robert Lewandowski to manage game time. And again, this is why I said I don't think it's the right move for Marcus Rashford. If he's got any sense at all, he would go to AC Milan or Dortmund or somewhere where he's guaranteed minutes, like Jadon Sancho did. He got guaranteed minutes. He put himself out there. Look, he got to a Champions League final, for God's sake. So, really, if you're Marcus Rashford right now, forget about the glitz in the big club. You're not there. You haven't been playing well enough. You're not playing at all right now. You need to get in England, go to Milan or Dortmund, and I think that's the best bet for him. If he pushes for Barcelona, then more fool him. We're not bothered. He can go. But, yeah, that there alone from what Hansi Flick apparently has come out and reports from Spain saying that he wants to lighten the load on Lewandowski just looks like he's going to be a make-weight player. And really, it's not of interest to him. He doesn't need to go there to do that. Look, for me, honestly, I do not care. That is it. I want to deal with the now. Obviously, but when you look further ahead, if the now is dealing with Rashford and he goes to Barca, he doesn't play a lot. His valuation isn't that high in the summer. And that could be applied by Barcelona to say, look, well, he's not performed well. Or any other club could come in then and say he's not performed well. And we get a cheaper deal for him in the summer. And United don't get what they want. So I just feel like United will push him that way. And if his agents there, if his representatives have got anything about them, they will go for AC Milan. Just get to Milan or get to Dortmund and get plenty of game time in your legs. And let's see what you can make of yourself. I think that's where it needs to be right now. But it does look like a decision has been made. And everything, I feel now, just needs to move on. And move on quickly. The longer this drags out, the more concerned you get, because the more chance of other players getting injured, and obviously then needs must creeps into it with other clubs. They cannot go for that player because they need a replacement elsewhere. I think we're at a point now where Marcus Rashford, like I just said, he needs to be getting game time. It's embarrassing for him. It's embarrassing for his whole brand and everything else. It doesn't work for him in his personal profile and his life. And let's just get moving on. And I think it is coming now. We did say, I think I said yesterday, we're expecting something in the next few days. We must be doing, because it's gone on too long. And now that report last night came out from Damasio saying that he actually feels like it is going to be AC Milan. Now, AC Milan, we were told last night, we're actually going to enter talks with Manchester United. I think if they're entering talks with United, and we're going to hear that Marcus Rashford's representatives are happy to tell Manchester United it's AC Milan and that's the destination, then I think we've got to move with that and say, look, you know what? Let's just get on with it. That's all that needs to happen right now. Best for both parties. The headache is gone. And for Ruben Amorim's sake, Marcus Rashford's sake, everybody at Manchester United, it's just the best thing that could happen right now. So I think that's the necessary action. I think that's what needs to happen right now. And I think for Marcus Rashford, we will see. We will see if he is this character. We'll see if he is this footballer that everybody has built him up to be. And we'll see if he has got something else about him. And you know what? If anything, and I'm only talking about this now, I think this will actually be his make or break moment in his career. This is it for him right now. You either make this loan happen and work and bust a gut and work for somebody else because you can't get away with it like you have done at Manchester United. I think what's happened with Ruben Amorim will show Marcus Rashford, well, this is what's going to happen at any club if you leave United. The fact that he's had his own way for so many years at the club and got away with things because of the poor running of the structure and everything around Manchester United, I think this is where he's at right now. This is a pivotal moment in his life, in his career. This is Rashford finished or Rashford reborn. It has to be for him. Otherwise, it's the end of his career. That is pretty much it and where we're at. Nobody has time or room for players like Marcus Rashford right now trying to decide whether they are in the right frame of mind to actually play football again. And this is just something that I think has been coming for many a years right now. Not just for United and Marcus Rashford, but for United as a whole. This is a stance that I think will change everything. And we've said this all along. And hopefully it works for Rashford as well. Like I said, I don't like his attitude. I don't like the way that he's conducted himself. Everybody knows this. But still, I want him to have a career and I want him to move on. And I want him to do well for himself. I don't want any footballer to just completely fall off. There is a little bit of talent there, but it's not going to be at Man United. Simple as. That ship has sailed. And he just needs to, do what he can for himself. Be the best that he can. And then United can reap the rewards and get the money in the summer. get out of here. That's it. Job done. And I think everybody will be a lot happier. I don't think there's one person right now that doesn't want this to happen. I think everybody knows it has to happen, including the man himself, which I think is the biggest push, like I said at the top of that there. But hey, we will see, but we are going to find out very, very soon. Over 1,000 in the room already. Thank you, everybody. 110 likes in. Get them up. Make sure you have subscribed to Forever United TV. Already pushing close to that 71,000 mark. Thank you for all of your comments and likes and reactions to the videos from yesterday. We did get through quite a lot. Don't forget, tonight, after the evening show at 6:30 tonight, we are on for the watch-along. We're doing Liverpool against Nottingham Forest at the City Ground later tonight. That's our watch-along on Football Talks. That's our other channel. QR code, bottom right-hand corner there, everyone. So make sure that you're on for that later on as well. A bit of extra content again for you. I did do a Harry Maguire video yesterday on Football Talks as well, so please do go and watch that one. The link to that is in the community section on FUTV as well. Let's see what else we've got in the chat. Good morning, everybody. Hope you're all doing fantastic. Well into the week again. I'm really looking forward to the Southampton game this week now. Cannot wait for that one. Honestly, I just want to see what Manchester United do against that so-called lesser club. Southampton and Brighton now. Wow. What a 4 days Manchester United have got from Thursday to Sunday. If we can just win them 2 games, then everything, the whole picture at Manchester United changes instantly. Everybody looks at it and goes, right, this wasn't a flash in the pan against 2 big teams. We have set a standard now in these last 2 games, and we expect more. Let's give the Old Trafford crowd something, because let's be honest, you haven't been giving the Old Trafford crowd anything so far over the last few weeks. So in the last time United won at Old Trafford was Everton. So I think we really do need something for this one. Amarim is working on Garnacho. He ain't leaving. I've got news on Garnacho. Don't count it out yet. We've got plenty to get through on this. Italian or German league would suit Rashford better. He would get chewed up and spat out at Barcelona. I completely agree with that. I think the whole sort of vibe around Barcelona, everything involved in that football club, is a bad move for him right now. Director of Football says, can't wait for the Rashford deal till the Rashford deal is done. Way too much focus on one player. Move on to other problem players. We have a few. I'd take 40 million for Nacho. We're going to get onto that. Everyone's leading into this Garnacho news right now. Rudvesh says Rashford will sit on the bench if his loans fail for the rest of the season. We have nothing to lose now. The precedent has been set. The standard has been set. And this is why he needs to just make this work for him, and why I said it. Look, everybody knows I don't like him. I don't think he's right for Manchester United and the player that needs to go for everything to move forward. But I do want him to actually have a career still and do well. So I hope he does go away and smash it, because it'll benefit everybody, including United and us, in getting somebody else in. Barca have had Pep burning up their checks as well. Barca are more broke than Man United, selling everything and anything now. Yep, trying to get the stadium done just to earn money right now, Barcelona. It's embarrassing for them and where they're at, to be honest, as a football club. It really is. In fact, it's a bit of a disgrace in where Barcelona are at. I know they've got away with what they've got away with. It really is. Super Nostalgia, thank you for the super chats. He says, what do you think of Phil McCracken from youth? Look, in terms of any youth players, the talent is there. And what's happening right now, from what I can see, is the under-21 type players are being loaned out. The under-18s are coming into training. I actually feel, in a weird way, and this sounds bad, so don't take this the wrong way, I feel like the under-21 players that are in that 21 setup right now won't make it. Just my feeling. I don't think they will. I think United are looking at more at loaning them out. Maybe we can sell these players and make a bit of money. The 18s, like you said, that's where Manchester United's academy, I feel, is going to prosper, and that's where the club will prosper. Under this new structure, expectation level, and new standards set, I think the 18s set up, which is your Robbie Martins, your Sekou Kones, your Scanlons, your Ibrahimovs, all of these type players, that's Bayern Kerry as well, in that all of them players, they're the ones I feel are going to be the ones that have a chance. Sadly, just my own opinion, the way I'm looking at it from the outside is I don't see the Wheatleys, the Gores. I just don't see these types of players making it from where they're at right now. We've just seen Ethan Ennis. He's been sent on loan to Doncaster. Maybe I just see him being sent out on loan. He's scored plenty of goals this season in the under-21s. They've done well, these players. But I think United are looking at it in a different approach right now. So, yeah, I think it is going to be different for Manchester United's academy. The talent is there, and it could be a number of different players. Someone actually... it's a good job I didn't go into the actual name in terms of that one there. I had a feeling I didn't recognise the name, but yeah. I didn't even say it right, which is typical me, so I can get away with this one a little bit, because I said "un" instead of "in." So, yeah, I'll take it because it was a super chat and someone did try and trip me up, but my own stupidity kind of got me out of it a little bit there as well. I'm so glad, because I didn't recognise the name, so I actually diverted it to the youth in general, but I'm glad I actually said the name wrong as well there. But yeah, thanks for trying to cover me, everyone in the chat, and thanks for trying to out me. I can see the pure laughing emojis. It's a comical, isn't it? We don't mind people trying to throw me under the bus, as long as it's nothing abusive. We're all right with that. But I think I think looking at it as a whole, again, just go with the youth on that side of things anyway. But I love a bit of a gag. Thank you for trying to make me look like a fool. I do that myself, so you don't need to. Okay, moving on to other news, and in with the Garnacho situation right now. Now, this story has been getting serious traction right now. Okay, first of all, let's see where we're actually at in terms of Garnacho. So the news came out late last night about the Napoli sporting director Giovanni Manno actually met with Garnacho's agents in Spain to understand the feasibility of a transfer. Manchester United, apparently, according to this source, which is Damasio, are asking for 70 million for Garnacho. The price is considered too much by Napoli. The feeling is it needs to be a lower fee for Napoli, or they will abandon the deal. They will walk away. United are just starting off high. If anyone is going to buy Garnacho, I think it's going to be over 50 million. I think that's where United are at. They're starting high. Maybe Napoli will come down. Look, the bid so far from Napoli, so the gap is Manchester United have received a bid, and this news came in last night as well. We were talking about this. So it's worked out that Napoli's offer with the add-ons worked out at 40 million English pounds for Garnacho, but United are asking for 50 plus add-ons. So that's the fee. United want about 60 with the add-ons, basically. Napoli are at about 40 with add-ons. It's whether or not they can crack a deal there, but United needs to be in and around the 50 million mark. Maybe a little bit more than that. Anything between 50 and 60 million, I think, will get the Garnacho deal done. Now, there was a report going out last night that Garnacho has already agreed to terms with Napoli. Completely false. Alfredo Padula has come out and said that that is completely false as well. Because, like Marcus Rashford, Alejandro Garnacho has definitely got a say on whether he wants to go or leave Manchester United. He's contracted in. He doesn't need to go anywhere. He's performed better in the last 2 days. And honestly, right now, if Ruben Amorim is happy with his progress and what he's doing, he has come out and said he trains hard. He is training better. He has taken on the instruction. He has taken on everything that Ruben Amorim has put out there for him or laid out for him. He's taken that on board, and looks like he's got a new lease of life. Like 2 really good assists in important games for Manchester United in the last 2 games at Anfield and Arsenal. And this is where the criticism has been for Garnacho, where he has actually, he's actually come out and said that. He's come out and said that he is struggling at times. Obviously, he's not happy, and sources have said that he's a little bit sort of confused with the direction of the football club and so on. You hear all of these reports coming out. Then you get the fans going in like he's not doing it in the big games. Look at what he did last time against Arsenal, not available for City. And then all of a sudden, you get this moment. He deletes Twitter. He has a good performance off the bench against Liverpool, gets the assist, then has a great assist for Bruno Fernandes, showing great composure and vision to set up that goal, which was important. Again, his role in them 2 games without Garnacho Manchester United, we wouldn't be sat here right now talking about a game against Leicester in the 4th round of the FA Cup or a real spirited performance against Liverpool. We'd be talking another game lost, and out of another trophy, and we're hoping that we can salvage something against Southampton. Without Garnacho, that's what would have been talked about. But right now, because of what he's done and his attitude, he's contributed massively to the last 2 games, and maybe we want to see what happens from there. Pretty much like everything, like I just said, the whole club and everything that's set up with Manchester United right now, everyone just wants to see what happens against Southampton. Everybody wants to see if we can just carry this momentum on and actually get something more out of this team. I think that's what's important right now. And Garnacho, in the situation he is in right now, is United are actively not looking to sell. They're not actively looking to sell Garnacho. That's a definite. He does have a say in whether he wants to leave or not. United are purely down to the PSR situation right now. If Garnacho isn't the ideal forward for Manchester United and Ruben Amorim, he is a very, very valuable asset. We don't know. Ruben could get more out of Garnacho. We've seen after his treatment what he's done. We've seen, after everything I've just said, what we've got out of Garnacho. Maybe we'll get even more. Maybe we'll get even more. And I think this is what we need to look at right now. So I feel like we will be in a position, maybe by the end of this window, to make a decision on Garnacho. I don't think there's any rush. I think Rashford, yes, needs to go next week. Something desperately needs to happen for him. We've said that all. Garnacho, I think United have got, I think we've got about 5 or 6 more games before the window shuts. So no panic for Manchester United with Garnacho. Look, if Napoli want him, they're going to have to come in and offer Manchester United something they can't refuse. And this is what we said last night. It's important to remember that if teams are coming in and offering United big money for their players, it's a good thing. It means that we're actually doing better on the pitch. It means that we're actually now in a position where we are progressing. Teams want our players, and we can actually make some serious money for our players and make some good profit. And this is where we have fallen so far behind over the years. We've just been ignorant to Manchester United's brand name and the size of this football club, thinking it can just run without putting the right people in place. We have the people in place right now. We talked last night about Dorgeles from RB Salzburg and what Christopher Vivel, the new recruitment director at Manchester United, head of recruitment, is doing at the football club. This is what wasn't there before. And when a Garnacho situation comes along, it just goes to show that the club have done something right. So we should be happy about it. Gutted, maybe, for some, because they like Garnacho, they think he's got potential. Some don't. That's a different debate. But all in all, this is a good situation to be in right now, because you've got a player that looked like he was dead. He's been revived by our new coach. So we've seen this coach get more out of players already. And then you've got clubs now coming in wanting to give us the world, if they want to take him, that is. And I look at it and I go, this is where we need to be. This is where United used to be. Everybody wanting our players means that we're playing well. Whereas before, nobody bleeding wanted them. So we have to look at it and go, massive, massive positive. 100%. Over 1,700 in the room. Wow, thank you, everybody. Keep your comments coming in. Please, get them likes up, everybody. We should have at least 500 likes in here. Come on, everyone. Anyway, let's get into a few more of your comments on this. And Super Nostalgia has come back with another super chat, apologising for trying to throw me under the bus. Love you, Adam, brother. Great show as always. It's all right, mate. I love it. I like banter. I'm not one of these snowflake type of characters. Everyone would know that. I own up to being absolutely stupid at times myself, and that's just me. You're just going to get it raw every single time. It's probably why I'm not doing certain things on other stations or main broadcasters and stuff, but I don't care. You got Raws says, imagine if we were able to sell, imagine if we could get a sell-on fee into the Garnacho sale. No, honestly, Raws, that's a guarantee with every single sale of Manchester United players. That will be something that goes in without even questioning it right now. So that would happen in any sale. It would. Andrew says, how much faith do people have in Amorim if they want to get rid of talent like Garnacho? It's kind of the job of a coach to get the best out of the players. I look at it both ways, mate, with that one, Andy, to be honest. He has got more out of him, but he needs to see the bigger picture ahead. Does he feel like there's a player out there that is better than Garnacho? If there is, then you trust his judgment on letting Garnacho go. And that's where my faith is. And that's where he will die. He will fall on that sword if it doesn't work out for him. But he should get all control of this squad. If he wants to get rid of Garnacho, get rid of him. He gets 2 years with these decisions, and then we will look at it again. Like Ten Hag got 2 years in, decision-making and what he did. Look, this is a player that's come in that has hit the ground running, fallen short, come up again. The inconsistencies are there with Garnacho to see. If we get a few games now, after what's happened of Garnacho smashing it, then we have to look at it seriously. I already feel like Amorim has got more out of him, and this is a real positive for Manchester United. I do, and I think that this is what we need to be looking at more than anything. If he still feels like it's worth selling the player and United can do something, we can rebuild this squad with the sale of Garnacho. Sorry, I'm not that soft, sentimental type of player. I will be gutted because we got rid of one of our academy players. But honestly, it's just business. And that's where we're at right now. I love Garnacho. I do. I do actually think there is a player there in him. But I also understand more the situation we're in right now. I'm going to throw a couple of names out at you. Quickly, just to update you on the news, we've gone on a little bit there too long than what we needed to, actually. Sorry about that. Casemiro is attracting interest from the MLS. This came from the Muppeteers last night. The only reason this is because, obviously, we're still waiting for the Saudi Pro League to move their players on. And obviously, right now, there is interest in Kyle Walker as well. So players need to move from the Pro League before anyone can go. So you've got 2 players there in Casemiro and Kyle Walker that are targets now. So it kind of scuppers deals a little bit on that side of things. Also on that one, obviously, Casemiro can still get good money from the MLS as well. But I don't think we would get the fee that we wanted from the MLS. It's just dragging on. The Saudi Pro League transfer window shuts on the 30th of January. So it finishes 4 days before the English the Premier League transfer window. So things are starting to get a bit closer now. So literally 2 weeks left near enough of the Saudi Pro League market from that shutting. Things do need to move on. A little bit longer left in the English Premier League transfer market, but still, that needs to move forward. But again, more news coming out about Douglas Luiz possibly being a replacement for Casemiro. We're talking about Manchester United and Ruben Amorim wanting a replacement for Marcus Rashford. We're going to move on to that in a minute. But apparently, again, still, Douglas Luiz is open to coming to Manchester United. That's a debate that needs to be had, I feel, because you could get a better player coming in than Casemiro in that position. A very, very, very injury-prone player from this season, I might add in that. And I have touched on that before, which is why I didn't want to make such a big deal out of it. I like Douglas Luiz. I think he's a quality player. Bit concerned about that injury record. And do we want to spend that money on him now or try and challenge for Ederson in the summer? That's my issue with that deal. And it's not so much of an issue. It's just that's where we're at with it. That's the situation. And I just feel like it doesn't look desperate because I like him. I think he's a quality player. And you know what? I wouldn't have an issue with him coming in. I'm just concerned in terms of the injury. That's all. I'm just not completely there. And yeah, in terms of the other midfielders, we just said Dango. I mentioned the academy. Stephen Railsford, who covers for the MEN a lot of the academy, is at every single academy game. He knows people inside Manchester United regarding all of the academy players. It does look like Dango is guaranteed to get a loan move away, and they are still pushing to push Harry and Mass out of the door on a loan move as well. So 2 academy players there that are definitely going to be leaving Manchester United this window as well. Pretty crazy when you think about how short we could be in the squad, but Collier has done himself no harm. If Casemiro leaves, would you take Douglas Luiz? Talk to me in the chat on that one, everybody, as well. Would you take Douglas Luiz right now? Oh, I'm stuck with that one. I'm sort of a 50-50 because I know how good he is. Injury record scares the hell out of me. Not played hardly anything. I think he's had, hardly about 500 minutes of football this season so far, which isn't a lot. It really isn't for a first-team player, considering we're over halfway through the season. Oh, I don't know. You tell me. Get into the chat. But another player that Manchester United could go in for, and there's more talk on this as well regarding Jonathan David. Again, yes, that name has come up, everybody. And this has divided opinion throughout regarding Jonathan David. And there's this myth that he's just not good enough for Manchester United. He can play 9 and 10, which is a bonus. I put him fully in the Brian Mbeumo category of player. Now, everybody said he's in League 1. He's been there forever. League 1 is not the right level. Well, look, no one was looking at that all morning when we bought Lenny Yoro from League 1. And his goal involvement this season, I mean, he's already got 22 goal involvements, including 17 goals this season, Jonathan David. He's having another amazing season. When you break down what he has done, this man has 94 goal involvements in 163 games for Lille. 94. Let that sink in. That is a good number. And when you bring in League 1, and it just be in League 1, I bring in and counter that because I like Jonathan David and I think he could be useful for United if we get him cheap. Obviously, it has to be cheap and his contract runs out in the summer. It's if we want to replace Rashford desperately and if we need a replacement now that Jonathan David would come in. I would take him on a free in the summer and buy someone else. That's my hand on this. But just to defend Jonathan David, yes, League 1 and his record there, and people say it's not a great division. And well, there are some great players in League 1. Let's not forget that. Let's not also forget that Lille have also beaten Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid in the Champions League this season. And Jonathan David scored 2 against Atletico Madrid and scored against Real Madrid. So he's scoring at the highest level. Let's not forget he also scored an important goal in getting a draw at home to Juventus in the Champions League. So Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Juventus, these are the teams that he's scoring goals against in the Champions League. 4 goals and 1 assist in 6 games in the Champions League. Almost a goal involvement every game in the biggest competition. And they haven't played duds there. They've played Sporting under Ruben Amorim. They've played Madrid, Atletico, Juventus. He is performing at the highest level. I don't think we can ignore Jonathan David. Someone big is going to buy. Someone is going to take Jonathan David. The only question is that I'm bringing into the conversation here is, look, do we buy Jonathan David now? Cheap. And I'm talking around the €20 million price tag. Otherwise, we get him for free in the summer. Do we need someone in right now to help us for the rest of this season? That's the point I wanted to make there, and I want to leave you with that one in the chat, because sadly I do have to shoot because I have things I need to do. We have necessary normal everyday stuff to get on with, school runs and all of that. Please give the video a like, everybody. Get them likes up over 400 at least. Thank you so much. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Loving all of your contributions, and we are cutting this one short a little bit, but I want you to just come in on me on the comments after this video finishes. Jonathan David, Douglas Luiz for players coming in. We'll deal with Rashford and Garnacho as it comes. But if it does happen, talk to me about them 2 players. What do you think? Let me know, everybody. Please like the video, share the video. Make sure you have subscribed to Forever United TV. I'll be back later on with any updates breaking out of Manchester United as always. And I will keep you posted. So make sure you've got your notifications on as well. And I will see you